It seems that Insomniac Games are currently working on Marvel Spider-Man 3 as the Spider-Man team is yet to reveal whether we're going to be getting a Venom game this year in 2025, as it seems that they are hiring animators and gameplay designers to improve the traversal gameplay in Marvel Spider-Man 3, which we talked about in my last Marvel Spider-Man 3 video. So leave a like on this video as we have some brand new information on Marvel Spider-Man 3 and what's going on over at PlayStation and what that could mean for Marvel Spider-Man 3. Also go ahead and check out my superhero games channel, Balboomania Infinity, where we talk about games like Spider-Man and the Batman and DC and Marvel games, all the updates of those games over there too. So in my last video we talked about the multiple job listings Insomniac has for their upcoming AAA titles, as they are looking for senior animators to help on their upcoming games, likely one of them being Marvel Spider-Man 3, where they are seemingly going to be upgrading or adding a new form of traversal within that game. Now notable leaker Nate the Hate was right about the Nintendo Switch 2 leak, has come out and said that we are going to be getting a new February's PlayStation State of Play next month, and we wonder whether we're going to be seeing the Venom game finally announced for this year. However, if they have cancelled the Venom game, then it's possible that we will be getting an update of some sort for Insomniac Games, specifically from the Spider-Man team, about what is next, as showing a teaser or a title reveal for Marvel Spider-Man 3 would likely confirm that we won't be getting a Venom game anytime soon, or likely at all. But it's also likely that we will be getting something from the Wolverine team, hopefully our first gameplay demo, as it does seem that the Wolverine team is progressing smoothly on the game, so we could be getting our first look at Marvel's Wolverine gameplay at the State of Play event. So I'm really hoping for a Venom game announcement. I hope that that is coming in 2025. And we went over all the details on that Venom game and all the cut content of Venom in my Marvel's Venom game video, which I'll also leave in the description and pinned comment section below. Another reason that we could be seeing the Marvel Spider-Man 3 teaser if the Venom game is not coming is because Sony has just cancelled a God of War live service from Bluepoint, and also Sony Bend's upcoming live service game, which puts PlayStation Studios in a very bad position, as two of their most prominent developers have had their entire game cancelled, which means it's going to take around 4 to 5 to 6 years to now get their next game, as they will likely have to start from scratch on a brand new project. Not to mention, we also got the cancellation of the Marvel Spider-Man Great Web game and also the Last of Us factions, along with the takedown of Concord, which totals to 5 live service PlayStation games cancelled by prominent studios in their portfolio. And this is undoubtedly going to lead to less first-party single-player games for the PlayStation 5 generation, as PlayStation will now likely shift their sole focus to creating blockbuster single-player games, which will be ready for the PlayStation 6 generation. And because this is now freshly in the news cycle, at the upcoming State of Play event, they will likely want to treat this event as a kind of PlayStation showcase, where they will show off, hopefully, some games that are in their pipeline, like Santa Monica's next game, Marvel's Wolverine, Marvel Spider-Man 3, as unfortunately, now can no longer get excited for what Bluepoint or Sony Bend are working on, because their upcoming games have now been cancelled. And it's probably why we haven't had a PlayStation showcase in a couple of years, as the last one in 2023 was solely focused on live service games, which we could have said back then was a bad idea. And it seems that Sony have now realized this, and they've cancelled a ton of projects. They are now shifting focus to single player games again. However, it seems that these are going to take even longer to develop now, so it's likely that all this excitement and all this hype for what's coming next for PlayStation 5 will now be moved over to the PlayStation 6 generation. So they may want to tease fans that yes, we are working on Marvel Spider-Man 3, and even though it's going to take until 2027 to be released at the earliest, it's still coming, so that's something to get us hyped and excited about, especially if the Venom game is not coming in 2025. Spider-Man The Great Web was going to be the multiversal live service Spider-Man game, where we would have been able to create our own spider hero and face off against multiversal threats alongside the Insomniac versions of the spider heroes, including Silk and Gwen Stacy. We also saw in the concept art that Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara was going to make an appearance, along with Lady Spider and Anna May Parker and Ben Reilly, and so many other spider heroes from the Spider-Verse. Now also the Spider-Man 2 DLC, the Into the Spider-Verse DLC that was going to be the last DLC of the Spider-Man 2 DLC expansions that were originally slated for 2024, was going to set up this Spider-Verse game. And it seemed from the concept art that Gwen Stacy was going to be a very prominent spider hero, and it would have been the Insomniac version of a Gwen Stacy spider spider hero, who would have been the ones to inform our mainline spider heroes about the multiversal threats and be the one who kind of guides them into the Spider-Verse. But the reason why this game was cancelled was because it was taking up too many resources from Insomniac Games, just like The Last of Us Factions was taking too many resources from Naughty Dog, where they couldn't focus all their energy and time on their upcoming single player game. But that's why it was cancelled. Hopefully another team can have a crack at it. A third party developer who is known for multiplayer live service games can maybe resurrect this title, but it's very possible we could get some of these multiversal elements within Marvel Spider-Man 3 since it's been left on the cutting room floor. Now, Marvel Spider-Man 3 is going to be a jam-packed game and is being considered the end game of the Marvel Spider-Man trilogy, not only being the last game in this 3-game story arc, but also on the scale of endgame with tons of characters, as the Green Goblin will be the main antagonist. But we've also got teased at the end of Marvel Spider-Man 2 that Doc Ock will be making a return, and we also have villains like Carnage and Chameleon still on the loose, along with the introduction of Silk and the fact that Venom will also be a part of the Insomniac Spider universe, which will hopefully be explored in the Venom game. It's very possible that these ideas for the Great Web game and its campaign story could make its way into Marvel Spider-Man 3, adding to the story through either a side plot or perhaps a Spider-Verse expansion for that game. Now, traveling the multiverse and instantaneously going through a portal to a different version of New York City would really be utilizing the power of the PlayStation 5's SSD, but it's likely that this game will be made for the PlayStation 6 since it's coming in 2027, maybe even 2028. And we've even got now brand new rumors the PlayStation 6 could very much in fact be on its way and released in 2027. From comicbook.com, it seems we've got our release date and first potentially leaked details for the PlayStation 6 system, which Marvel Spider-Man 3 will likely be built for, as it was initially stated that the PlayStation 6 is likely targeted for a 2028 release. However, now it seems 2027 is the brand new year, as we got insider Kepler_L2, who specializes in hardware leaks, who were on the site NeoGAF, claimed that the PS6 design is complete and claimed the console is in the pre-SI validation already, with the A0 tape-out schedule for late this year. Now, comicbook.com goes on to say that the design complete is obviously a noteworthy development if true. However, the bit about the A0 tape-out is actually more revealing. As the leaker points out, typically the gap between this and the release of the console is 2 years when it comes to PlayStation. To this end, the implication is that the PlayStation 6 will release late 2027, and given the history of PlayStation console, specifically November 2027. Kepler L2 notes that the PlayStation 6 GPU is an early fork of GFX 13, but they don't know how big. Now, what this means is that the PlayStation 6 will use a GPU known as the UDNA GPU, which was formerly known as the RDNA 5 GPU. Now, currently we are on the RDNA 3 GPU from AMD, and the PlayStation 5 Pro is mostly based on the RDNA 2 architecture, but also uses some features backported from the RDNA 3 and even the upcoming RDNA 4 cards too. So the PlayStation 6 will be using a GPU that is 2 GPU generations ahead of the GPU right now from AMD. So right now apparently we are on RDNA 3, and the next GPU from AMD to come out is RDNA 4, and then it was going to be RDNA 5. However, that's being renamed to UDNA. And there's also a Chinese leaker reported by PSU.com who reports that the PS6 reportedly set to use AMD's 3D stacked chips, new UDNA GPUs also set for next generation console. It also mentioned that the PS6 APU will include 3D cache to improve gaming performance, and with the UDNA graphics card, we'll be able to expand on the AI machine learning tech that powers PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is using AI to enhance gaming resolutions and frame rate. Now, yes, this is very technological terms, but the reason why I'm saying all of this, especially because of Marvel Spider-Man 3 being a first party title, it means it should technically use the capabilities of the PlayStation 6 to its full advantage, and with the multiversal aspects of the Great Web and swinging through different dimensions, that would be something very cool, something technologically impossible on the PlayStation 4, but we've seen in the latest Ratchet & Clank game, and even in the Miles Morales Black Cat mission in Spider-Man 2, where he goes through the Mystic Portal to Antarctica. I really would love to see them play around with that a lot more in Marvel Spider-Man 3. I also wanted to mention that Marvel Rivals is is also adding the Marvel Spider-Man Insomniac suit to the Spider-Man, who's also played by Yuri Lowenthal. It's very cool, and it's really nice to see the Marvel Spider-Man suit, the Insomniac version of the suit, in that Marvel Rivals styling, and I absolutely love it. I love the suit designs in Marvel Rivals, and it's really cool to see that cross promotion between games. And as new information comes in, we will be updating you on all the Insomniac games as we talk about the Wolverine game, the Venom game, and even more Marvel games on my Superhero Games channel also at Babelmania Infinity. That's where I'm going to be discussing the Blade game, Iron Man, Black Panther, Marvel 1943, and everything to do with DC games like the upcoming Batman game. We will also be covering Spider-Man and Batman on this channel too, so go ahead and subscribe to Babelmania Infinity. Please leave a like on this video so it reaches more people, subscribe, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Guys, thank you so much for all your love and support. You've allowed this channel to grow massively, so I forever will thank you. Peace out, God bless, and I hope to see you on my next videos. Take care, guys.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind.